Hey, welcome. Yes, it is a Monday, and I usually go live on Sundays, but due to the All-Star games being filmed in Chicago, I was kind of busy, so I didn't get a chance to go live yesterday. But of course, I want to go live now and get my food ready for the week so that I don't slip up and get caught without my food and without a plan. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. I always stick with that motto. One other thing I want to touch on last week, I did not go live. I had a few situations going on. I had a family situation that I was kind of in the midst of taking care of. So I did not get a chance to go live. And I just want to really acknowledge my followers that are holding me accountable and are trying to go live also, because I did get some phone calls from some friends that's like, what's going on? I didn't see you go live and I was looking for my meal plan. So I want to, first of all, thank you all. Thank you for just being with me and helping me along this journey and going on this journey with me. There will be very few and in between videos where I don't post the weekly vegan meal plan, but I am here today. Sometimes things may go on and I'll try to give you guys an advance notice when I won't do it. Maybe it'll be a day after, like today, but I'll try my best not to not have anything up. I'll always try to post something, whether it's the next day or so. So today we have some vegan chili, and we're gonna go ahead and get started. This won't be a very long video because chili is really fast to make. So I am going to show you what I got, and then my son's gonna help me as we record and throw it in a pot. All right, so I'm gonna add some onions. I got my bell peppers already cut up. I have my zucchini, yellow squash, and I have my chili powder, garlic, cumin, paprika, pink Himalaya salt. I have some lime juice because I am going to make some, I've already prepared the rice. This lime juice is going to go in the rice. I'm going to make a Chipotle style rice with the lime and cilantro, but I am using some black wild rice instead of white rice. All right, I have my tomatoes here, my diced tomatoes. I'm going to saute in my vegan butter. And then I also have some shredded mushrooms here. These are trumpet mushrooms. I don't have an actual picture of how they look before because I did want to have them already shredded before I started. This is actually an experiment. I've never tried it before. So I'm going to cook it today, let you know how it was, and I'm going to top my chili with that. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. I've already boiled my beans here. This is my pot of beans. I have black beans and I have kidney beans in there. And we're going to go ahead and get started. All right, I'm going to, first of all, turn my fire to medium low, maybe like four or five. And we're going to start with the tomatoes. Let's go ahead and we're going to dump 3 cans of diced tomatoes in there. And like I said, I have 1 bag of black beans and 1 bag of not kidney beans. I didn't want to use kidney beans. I have black beans and I have great northern beans. I think people use kidney beans because the kidney beans don't get as mushy as the other beans, but I do like to have a variety of the beans, and I think that the great northern and black beans absorb the chili flavor just a tad bit more. We are going to add just a little bit more water to this mixture because I don't want it to be too thick and I don't want it to be too thin, and because I'm adding some vegetables in here, we're going to add just a little bit more water. I do most of my cooking with my spring water. Try not to use as much water out of the sink because it has so many different chemicals in it. So I always try to drink and cook with natural spring waters. And this water is really, really good. I have tested pH on it, and the pH is actually at it was a 7.9 or something like that. So it is actually pretty high on the pH. And so it is alkaline water. And it tastes good. It's $1 at the dollar store. So go and stock up. I buy the boxes. It comes like 6 in the box for $6. All right, so that was 2 cans of tomatoes. I'm gonna add 1 more can of tomatoes. And while this is heating up, I'm going to saute my veggies in a different pan because I do like the flavor of the vegetables sauteed. Right. So let's get some fire on there. All right. And grapeseed is what I use. Grapeseed, again, like I said, is a high temperature oil, so it will not burn when it's being heated up. Always remember that. Olive oil is good for just eating in its natural form. If you're eating just like as a some kind of balsamic vinegar, or anytime you're eating it without heating it, then olive oil is fine. But if you're going to heat your oil, you want to use grapeseed oil. And if you're following Dr. Sebi, I try my best to, but sometimes I fall astray. But I do use the grapeseed oil. And I just added about 3 tablespoons of vegetable oil. I'm going to add just a little bit more because I do have a lot of vegetables going in there. All right, so we are going to start with the garlic. I have 4 tablespoons of garlic going in here. All right, and you can adjust these ingredients as needed. I do like garlic. I love onions, so I always cook with a lot of garlic and onions. Okay, so we'll wait for this fire to get a little hot. Let's get some sizzling going on. I got my air fryer out on the counter because I made some potatoes and mushrooms today in the air fryer, and they were really good. I don't know if this is a good air fryer or not because it takes almost 30 minutes to cook potatoes, and some will feel a little hard. So I think I'm going to invest in a different one, and one that's bigger so it'll have more space for the air to circulate around the foods. We're going to give this a little bit more fire until it heats up because it's taking so long. While we're waiting on the fire to get hot, I am going to go ahead and put my seasonings into my chili. I have 3 tablespoons. Actually, I think I have 3 or 4 tablespoons of chili, and I'm almost certain that I'm going to need a little bit more because I do have a lot of beans in here, and we do want it spicy. All right, so that's the chili powder. And I have 3 tablespoons of cumin and 3 teaspoons of paprika. And I have 2 or 3 teaspoons of Himalaya salt. Start with 2, see if you like it, and add 1 more. All right, so we're going to give this a good stir. And we're going to adjust as needed. This is just what I use to get started, and I'm pretty sure I'm probably always do add a little bit more. My ingredients change a lot, but my basic is what I gave you before, what I start with. All right, let's see. So we got some fire going here. We're going to turn this down a little bit. Oh, I love the way garlic smells when it is sauteed. All right, so we're going to go ahead and throw our onions in here. We have 2 chopped onions. All right, saute that. We got a big one in there, but it's okay. Thank you, son, for cutting up the onions and bell peppers for me. How many bell peppers did you do?
2.
2. We got 2 bell peppers going in there. All right, and as I mentioned, I was probably going to need a little bit more oil, and I am going to add just a tad bit more. We had like 4 tablespoons in there before, and that's about 2 more. And I'm going to turn that fire back up. All right, so once these soften and get a little bit softer for us, I'm going to mix in my vegetables, my yellow squash and green zucchini. And those will be my vegetables. And I am going to also add some corn. I have some corn. I don't do a lot of corn, but I love corn in my chili. I love corn anyway, but I am trying to stay away from eating as much corn. So I'm going to add some corn in here today. And that's 1 bag of the frozen corn kernels. I just put it in a bowl and let it defrost. Drain the water off, and then we are mixing that in. All right, so like I said, this is a very, very quick dish. It's quick, it's easy. And just a FYI, when I cooked the beans, I didn't cook them completely. I boiled my beans or simmered my beans for about 2 hours on low, just so that they would be mildly soft, kind of tender, and then I'll let them soften up more with the juice from the chili so that they'll absorb the flavor from the chili a little better. I don't want them mushy to start off with. All right, so I know we're gonna need more seasonings once I add my vegetables. I'm gonna leave it as is for now until we get the vegetables in. I'm gonna turn it up just a tad bit more, get a little small simmer in there. And I'm gonna stir this up a tad bit more. We're gonna let this simmer just a few more minutes. And just so you guys know, I am making the Farinata bread. Farinata bread is a chickpea bread. It's made with chickpea flours, water. I season mine with Italian seasoning, but most people just use salt, sea salt. That's the only ingredients. And I do add paprika for color. But I do have that mixed up over here already. For every cup of chickpea flour, you're going to add 1 cup, the equal amount of water. So I have 2 cups of chickpea flour in here, 2 cups of water. And I have about 2 teaspoons of Italian seasoning, which I put up already, Italian seasoning. 2 teaspoons of paprika and 1 teaspoon of salt. All right, now this farina has to cook at a very, very, very high temperature. So I have my oven preset to 475 degrees, and the oil has to be as equal hot. So we have to let the oil heat up to 375 degrees. I am going to put a 1/4 cup of grapeseed oil in my skillet, and I am using the cast iron skillet because it'll give it a gray, crisp, brown texture at the bottom. I love it. It's very, very crispy. So this has been in the oven for about a half an hour heating up. So I'm going to add my oil now, and as I said, it's about a 1/4 cup of grapeseed oil, and you need a hot oil. If you do not use grapeseed oil, you will have smoke. I've tried it. Trust me. I tried it with olive oil when I cooked with olive oil previously, and it was so very, 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 very smoky. So it changes the molecules of the oil. Grapeseed oil is the only way. All right, so these are pretty soft and tender now. Smells really good. So I'm going to go ahead and add my yellow zucchini. And this is 4 small ones. So you can add like 1 large zucchini, or it's really up to you on how much you're making. But we started with 2 bags of beans, so we got a lot of vegetables. All right. And I have about 6 or 7 small zucchini. All right. So we're going to let this just soften up. I'm going to add 1 more. Let's see what else we can fit in there. And I'm also going to add a little bit of vegan butter just for the sweetness. Not a lot. Maybe 1 or 2 tablespoons. Okay, so 1 tablespoon. Pretty big tablespoon. 2 tablespoons. Vegan butter. Earth Balance. So good. Really, really good. I purchased the macadamia nut vegan butter, which is really good, but I did leave it out too long and it separated. So it didn't taste the same the next time I tried it. So I actually like it better than the Earth Balance. The flavor is a little bit closer to butter. They both are really good and sweet and creamy, but I really like the macadamia butter, but I don't like that it's separated. This has been out on the counter for about an hour. It's soft, but it did not separate. The other one looks like the nut particles settled on the bottom and the oil was at the top. So I paid like $4.99 for it. So I don't think I'm going to buy that again because sometimes I do leave my stuff out for a minute and I don't want to waste my money. All right, so we are going to cook this with the top off because I don't want it to get, I don't want to steam it. I don't want it soft and to create water. Your vegetables will create water if you put a top on it to steam it. So we're going to let this cook with the top off. And we're going to give our oil about another minute, and then we're going to pour in our batter for our Farinata bread. And I'm not sure if I want to pour the whole thing in there. I think I will. But I do like to make it thin. The thinner it is, the crispier it is, and it's actually really good. If you make it too thick, it's not as crispy. So I put a 1/4 cup of oil in there already, so I'm probably going to add the whole batch. But to make it thin in a pretty small pan, you will do 1 cup of chickpea flour and 1 cup of water. This is 2. All right. And I'm not going to soften this completely because it's going to cook also in the chili. I just want the flavors of the onions and bell peppers to be seared and tasty. All right, so that's fine there. And also, I do like to add jalapeno peppers and carrots to my chili. So I'm going to add almost this whole bag. I'm going to save just a little bit. Yeah. You want all of it? Yeah, my son said go for it. I'm going to add the whole bag.
Why you ain't cut them?
It's okay. Your teeth will cut them. You can cut them if you want. I'm okay with it like that. All right, so that looks really good there. I'm gonna let that thicken up, and I'm actually gonna add some a paste to it to make it just a little bit thicker because I don't want it, like I said, I don't want it thin. I don't want it too thick, but I also don't want it thin. But I'm not gonna add it until after I've added my veggies. All right, so let's see. We're gonna go ahead and add the batter to our oil, which is good and hot now. And be very, very careful because you are dealing with high heat. All right. That's enough. I'm going to save some for the next one because, again, I don't want the middle to be too thick. Spread that out. Oh, that's going to be so good. I can smell it now. Farinata bread. All right. And I did not add any salt to my vegetables because the vegan butter has a little bit of salt in it. And I did add salt to my chili. And I don't want my foods to be too salty. So we'll season it as we go in the chili. All right, take a look to make sure we didn't get any comments or anything. I didn't say that we were going live, so I don't think we had any viewers today. So on Sunday, normally I'm live on Sunday, so if you're watching this later, We normally have viewers that are watching, but I did not announce that I was live today, so I'm not sure if you all got a notification or not. And again, I apologize, and I will do better. All right. Oh, I need to put a timer on. The Farinata is going to go in the oven for 10 minutes. I am not good with remembering to go back to check on my food, so I always set a timer. Use that timer. I burn a great deal of foods. All right. And the purpose of going live, I go live with my videos because I want to talk to my followers as we're cooking. I don't want to just record and just cook alone. And I put that out there a few times that the reason for my live was to be in the homes. I want to come and cook with you. So if you're interested in having me come out to your house, or you want to join me at my house, or meet someplace else, because actually next week I think I'm going to be in an Airbnb cooking with another person that I'm networking with. So I will update you on that later this week. So we may take it to our Airbnb. First time outside of my kitchen cooking for YouTube. So I'll let you know how that goes. But I do want to cook and talk and socialize, talk about things that's going on in our world, things that's going on in our neighborhood, and definitely eating healthy and being here to fight the things that are going on in our neighborhoods. We have to be here. We have to be healthy. All right. So that's the purpose. All right. So I always make enough food to last all week. If you follow my ingredients, I post them before the video. The ingredients have everything that you need. Sometimes I may add a little bit more. And if you watch it later, you can always go back and, adjust the ingredients if you're not cooking with me, but cooking after. But for the most part, everything that we need in whatever dish I'm cooking will be listed online. All right, so this is good enough. This has been cooking long enough. I'm going to go ahead and transfer this over to my chili pots. Look at all that goodness. It looks and smells so good. And this will last us. It's supposed to last for the week, but I always have a lot of company. My daughters, my sisters, I have friends that come over and they'll eat with me. And then I end up having to find things that are healthy outside of the house throughout the week, or I just make something real quick. But for the most part, like if you look at how big this pot is and how much chili this is, if it was just my son and I, it would definitely last us all week. But it's probably not. All right, so I'm going to put a top on that. I'm going to let that simmer, and I'll come back and let's go ahead and see what else we need to add to it. All right, let's see. Let's add a little bit more cumin. Where is my cumin? Tell me, where's the bag that I got from the store today? I got paprika. I know I'm not out of cumin. Oh, here it is. I know I'm not out of cumin. I had a lot. All right, I'm going to add about a tablespoon. Another tablespoon of cumin. I think it's spicy enough. We got the chili powder in there, and then we also have the jalapeno peppers, which is going to make it really spicy after that cooks in there. I'm also going to add just a tad bit more paprika, maybe another half a tablespoon of paprika. And we're going to leave it at that for now. All right. And I do have a little secret ingredient that I add. Normally it's brown sugar, but because I try to stay away from sugars. If I'm going to have some sugar to be in the middle of the week when I'm feeding and going through whatever I'm going through, and I want it to be something good. So not just a little bit of flavor in my food, but whatever my weakness is, maybe a sorbet or something throughout the week. But I'm going to add some of my date syrup. And as you all know, whenever you cook with tomatoes, it adds a little bit of tartness to it, or an acidic flavor to it. So I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of date syrup. All right. Let's give that another good stir. And we're going to give it one last tester. And I am going to top it with some vegan sour cream, some avocado, and some vegan cheese. And oh, you know what? I forgot. We're going to go ahead and play with these mushrooms and see what we can get with these mushrooms. Let me give this one a taste real quick. A little swig real quick. That's good. Taste, baby. It's good?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay, so let's go ahead and play around with these mushrooms. Turn this fire back on.
The deer mushroom?
Not the deer mushroom, the trumpet mushrooms. They are shaped like a trumpet. It has a head on it and a big stem, but I already shaved it down, and it's so simple. Next time, if it turns out good, I'm gonna add about 2 tablespoons of oil in there. If they turn out good, then I'll come back with the breakdown on how to shred it and how to get it prepared. All right, so I have some garlic powder. I have a little bit of Saison Complete, and some onion powder that I'm going to season it with. And I think I'm going to add just a little bit of ham flavoring because I want to try to have it taste just a little bit like some meat, because I want to top it on top of my chili. All right. So again, let's get a close up. These are mushrooms. They're like really big stalks, and I just scraped it down until it looks like a pulled pork or something, or like a shredded cheese. All right, so let's add this to the oil and see what it does. Let's see what that does. Okay. It looks really interesting. It actually looks like a shredded meat or a shredded pork or something. All right, so we're going to add a little bit of onion powder. We're going to add a little bit of garlic powder. And again, just like with any meat, it's all in the flavoring that you use. Because you can use, if you prepare a plain chicken breast or a plain steak, it really doesn't have a flavor in it until you add your seasoning. And that's all you do with vegetables. Vegetables are really, really good. You just have to experiment. Try different things. See what you like. What seasonings do you like? And try all vegetables. Don't be afraid to try anything. You may have tried it before. Someone else cooked it and it wasn't the way that you like it. Try it again. Give it another try. There are some things that I tried before being vegan that I absolutely just thought I would never, ever try again. But it was because someone else made it, or I've made some things that I'm like, maybe next time I'll do, X, Y, Z to it to make it a little better. So just keep experimenting with things, unless you just absolutely hate the flavor of it. But for the most part, most things are pretty bland. It's all about the seasonings that you use. All right, so we're going to give this some high flames. And our bread will be ready in 1 minute, so you'll be able to look at that. And while this is cooking, I'm just going to taste a little bitty piece, see what it do. It's actually, man, if I had known, I would have thought it was me. If I didn't sit there and cut those mushrooms up myself, That is really, really good. I'm gonna add a little bit of ham flavor just so to have a little smoke flavor into it. Not even half the pack. Trey, you gonna love this. Next time, I already got some ideas. I'm gonna buy a little bit more, season it, brown it really good. I might even cook it in the air fryer first so that it'll get a nice brownish color. We're gonna cook it as long as we can today to cook this water out of it because mushrooms do create water, and then see how brown we can get it. But I'm gonna make a barbecue sauce and make a shredded pulled pork sandwich. But with mushrooms, what you think, Trey? You wanna try that?
Mm-hmm.
I can see this on some corn shells or making some kind of shell or something on our own, and enjoying that with some grilled onions and some avocado and some cilantro. Oh my God, that's gonna be so good. Maybe we'll do that as a dish next week. Okay, the timer did go off for our bread. So let's see what it looks like. Yes, this is exactly the way I like it. All right, so let me show you how the bottom of this thing looks. Lift that up. Look at that. And actually, I should have left it in just a little bit longer because I like mine really crispy. I'm going to put it in there just a little bit longer. But this is perfect. Try it like that first. Cut your little piece. See if you like it. Actually, let me let him taste this. Like that. It's going to be a little hot. Try it. What you think? It's good?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm going to put it back in there just a little bit longer because I do like mine to be a little burnt. A little burnt. Just a little bit burnt. Just a little. All right. So I'm going to give this another try since I've added this mushroom. I'm sorry, the ham flavor. Let's see what it does now. Ooh, look at that, how that shreds up. Okay, I'm gonna let you try it. What you think?
Yeah, that's good.
All right, so we're gonna let it cook a little longer so it can harden up some more. The flavoring is good though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and what you think with some barbecue sauce on it? Some homemade barbecue sauce and on some sandwiches. Oh, this gonna be the bomb, y'all. We're gonna have to do something with this recipe. Oh yes. All right, and I need to put my timer on 2 more minutes so I don't burn it up too much. All right, and we're gonna just let that cook. I'm gonna put a top on my chili and let that do its thing. All right, and I'll be back. I'll come back to you shortly and update you on my bread, my mushrooms, and once the chili is done, when we bring it all together. Thank you all for watching. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll be happy to answer them. Like and please subscribe. I'm trying to get enough subscribers so that I can have people join me. I think you have to have like 100. We're still at the beginning, so we don't have quite 100. I'm at like 70 viewers. I'm sorry, 70 subscribers. So once we get it up to 100, then I can actually have people in my video with me talking and conversating as we're cooking. So let me know what's up. Peace.